All right, good morning. Let's call it Team FSD. Thank you again for joining me in this journey. I'm gonna try out this new visualization. I'm calling it Plaid Vision. I think this will remove all the ambiguity regarding the visualization and what everyone's able to see versus not see. And I would love your feedback in regards to what you all think about this. Every time I do these videos, you know, there's always a thought process in place in regards to how to make them better. And what I've been looking at is I have all these, let's call it high-end video editing, audio editing tools that I never really took time to sit down and pay attention to the rules. Look at this left turn before I keep talking. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Excited. Yeah, so I really spent time, you know, mastering those tools. So I did spend like 15 minutes this weekend watching some videos that were extremely insightful in regards to what was within the realm of possible in regards to video editing. And I'm not promising, you know, Avatar or, you know, Matrix, you know, 5 level of editing, but I'm gonna try some stuff. So please post some feedback on this video and let me know what you think. So what am I doing? I'm going to get a sandwich. So I just finished my workout over here in Falls Church, and now I'm going to get a sandwich, right? And I think it makes sense that I would go to my favorite sandwich spot. Now here we go, I'm making this turn. I just love the fact that the dog showed up in the visual. Wow. Wow. I don't know if y'all saw that, but there was a dog on the visual with a man next to his dog. That was pretty cool. That was freaking cool. Yeah, what do I have to say? I mean, FSD's getting there. I don't know how many of you watched the earnings call, which I guess if you're following Tesla, I think it's very wise. It will be good advice that you watch or listen to, not watch, but listen to the earnings calls, because you get raw information at a scale which, you know, some people aren't ready for. But guess what? If you don't understand what they're saying, you can look it up and find out. And that's what I do when it comes to some of the financials. When it comes to the technical capabilities, I get really excited. So he, you know, Elon claims, he says that he is going to, or his company is going to prioritize this robot that they call Optimus Subprime. And they want to use, people keep inferring that they're going to use some of the gains made in the machine learning space for self-driving vehicles, right? So all the stuff that you are seeing with this FSD, they're going to use those models and possibly those gains to build a humanoid robot. And one thought that went through my head was, well, let's say you did that and you enabled that, you know, that humanoid robot to drive cars, right? Versus the car driving itself. I thought that was an interesting thought process, but it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, so there's some friction brewing right now. I'm going the speed limit, and I think people behind me, actually no, I take that back, someone's going to make a left, so no friction. But that's usually the concern, at least when I let the car drive, is I always wonder what other users are doing around me. It almost seems like, it seems sometimes that, you know, there's frustration. Okay, here's another weird one. So it got on this lane that's like about to end, and I'm wondering if it's actually going to switch back. Oh, I don't know what that was, but I just took over it and switched back. So I don't know what was going to happen there, but I was decisive. I'm going to reactivate FSD and let it take me to my destination. So it needs to make a left here. It's kind of driving slow. I don't know why, but I know what it's going to try to do, which is going to be so horrible. Let's see. There you go. And it did not make that left turn appropriately. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe I need to, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. So I'm checking the cameras to see if they can see, and they can. think the back camera's dirty. I don't know what happened there. It's pretty below average. It's all good. It just reminds you to pay attention. And again, the key issues I saw in that previous, let's call it transaction, were one, the vehicle did not exit a merge lane. And then the second thing was that left turn was poorly executed. It might have been also because I reinitiated FSD on the right, the lane all the way to the right, versus it being on the turning lane. But if any of us were driving, we would have just made the turn appropriately, and it didn't do that. So that's below average driving, almost scared teen like. Kind of snowed in the area this weekend, which I think snow looks so beautiful, but I think it looks beautiful from a heated environment. So when I'm in air conditioning, I look outside, I'm like, yeah, snow. Sometimes it's cool when it's like 30s or 40s, but now it's in the 20s, and I'm not liking that at all. But we'll make the best out of it. I think when I was younger, I used to love snow stuff. I used to love snow stuff. But now it's like, get that away from me, Now I'm concerned about falling. In fact, at my house, my solar gateway, which for some reason Tesla put outside, because I heard some people have it inside their house, I had to reset it. And I slipped and fell in the snow. And immediately I felt older. But I was like, holy crap, I just slipped and fell in the snow. And it was kind of fun to sleep and fall in the snow, actually, but I'm still not a fan of the snow. It was fun, right? Because it was like, And then you take your spill, you didn't break any bones, and then you just get back up and be careful. But yeah, it was fun. All right, so because of that, semi-failure back there, I'm more vigilant in regards to taking over. I'm not sure what caused that issue or those sets of issues. So hopefully the rest of the drive is smooth. I'm going back to U Street in DC to get that sandwich, and then I'm probably gonna head back to Georgetown to do some reading. So it should be a pretty, hopefully, productive Sunday. Get a little FSD action, get a little workout action, get a little, knowledge enhancement action. So to let you know what I'm reading is, I'm trying to learn a new programming language. I think I learned it a long time ago, but I stopped caring for it. I think the language is Swift. And Apple has, so most Apple operating system programming is implemented with most apps are implemented, actually all of them are implemented with Swift. Either Swift or Objective-C. I think I learned Objective-C back in the day, but the new hotness is Swift and Swift UI. And Swift UI makes it so easy to build user interfaces, so I'm looking forward to getting in there. And what I love about this day and time is it's so easy to learn programming languages because of YouTube. There's so many YouTube channels dedicated to teaching people how to do certain things, like, again, write new programming languages, do machine learning stuff. And it's easy because, again, it's not like you're in an academic institution where you're you have fixed schedules and blah 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 blah, like you can spend your Saturday or Sunday on YouTube learning how to program. And so I have a background in that stuff, but learning new languages it's almost like transferring, you know, transferring understanding of key principles in the world of computer science. Like there's so many of them. There's inheritance, there's variables, there's key terms that are common across several languages, programming languages. So I'm looking forward to delving into this new one quickly and working on a project for fun. And I have a 2-year-old, and I want to get him into programming, but he's 2 years old, so I doubt he's going to pick it up the way I think. What I do like about, oh, look at this, confusion, FSD. Yeah, so what I like about interacting with my 2-year-old is that I've been like looking at him and counting, and he's trying to talk. He's not there yet, but now he counts, and he puts his hand out, and he's like 5, and he sometimes 3. He likes to say 3. But it's cool to see him grow or learn. And I think I've been hearing, so many, actually in 2015 I went to Estonia, and I learned that they were teaching their kindergartners how to program and write code. So now I'm determined to see if my young one can learn that stuff early, just to see what type of adult he's going to become. That'll be interesting. And if it works out, I'll let you guys know in a couple of years. Okay, so last time there was some friction here because I know you all can see the light in front of me, right? Let me see if you should be able to. You might not be able to see. There's another light behind that one light in front of me. That second light last time was red, and the vehicle stopped when it shouldn't have stopped, because that light's meant for only those on that road. On the road to the other side of the V that I'm entering. So here it is. So I have a green light, I can go. Last time it stopped, today it didn't stop. Wow. I can't. It's so awesome when the opposite thing happens, but then you get failure in other stages. So that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, so it wouldn't make sense that the reaction will be different now or today, because, you know, inputs drive outputs. So I believe last time I was in the right lane of that turn for some reason, don't know why. And again, inputs drive outputs, so it's possible that the vehicle approaching from a different angle would have seen that input a specific way and would have inferred that it had to stop. Who knows? It's still awesome to see when it works. You know, when it doesn't work, it's not as awesome. But again, it's in line with that theme of partnership. So, you know, the car and I are partners in getting this to our destination. So here's a weird one. I need to make a left. This is a healed. It probably didn't make that left because it thought that vehicle in front of me was going straight, even though that vehicle was making a right. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens when the vehicle starts detecting signals, right? Because then that will be a true indicator of intent, inclusive with what it does now, right? And it might make sense that it prioritizes signals to actions, right? So let me be clear about what I'm saying. Currently, it seems like the vehicle does not detect when a vehicle is signaling, which means that it's applying its driving logic based upon, you know, a prediction of the several different, you know, steps that a vehicle could take. So meaning it can make a right, it can make a left, it can go straight, it could do all these random things, right? Again, based upon my review of the AI day, right? I believe his name was Ashok, right? He presented this you know, their approach, right? Their algorithm to driving, right? Or to path planning. And in his discussion, he said, you know, all identified agents or all identified objects they run some form of decision search like capability or algorithm to predict the activities of a object depending on what the object type is. But like I said, if indicators are implemented, indicator detection, then it might be even better, right? Because if someone says flashes at you or indicates, then now you can operate with a higher level of confidence versus, wasting compute on, iterating through all the different decisions that the driver or person could take, right? So like on the person side, if someone raises their hand or, those human gestures that account for some level of reaction, those would be interesting things to see if the vehicle can have logic, right, to respond appropriately to. Yeah, so whatever I'm driving in right now, there's no lanes, but it's so beautiful. What is this road? This, I believe, is George Washington Memorial Parkway. So this is like getting me there, right? So this is usually the path to Georgetown, right? So like one of my most favorite drives, because you're on the other side of the body of water. I can't remember the name of the body of water, but it's a significant one. But it's the one that George Washington rides along, where there's Three Sister Island and all this other stuff. But you could see like Georgetown University's like, Harry Potter-esque structures, and they are so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, I'm very fortunate to be around this area. It's good to drive through these places and see how beautiful some of these places are. It's fun. And that's another thing about DC, right? Like all these scandals, right? So like Watergate. I don't remember exactly what Watergate was about. I believe it was some political malfeasance was occurring. But just like I used to run in that area, so like actually I do still run in that area. But just driving by the hotel, it looks like no one's in there, but it's still pretty cool to be part of that, that drama. Even though it's not happening now, but it's still good to see the drama in action. Okay, so the vehicle switched actually to navigate on autopilot. Oh, but it's kind of driving so close to these trees, and that's one issue I had with some of the autonomy on these Teslas. Is like even with snow, right? Like there'll be these big mounds of snow, the vehicle would literally drive through them, and it just was not the best. Let's call it decision making in my mind. Okay, so I am now on 66. Okay. Yeah, I hate when it does that. So right, it's about to make a lane change, and because it detects how aggressive the car is next to you, it then like gives up in the middle of the lane change. I hate that. Okay, boom, executes that lane change appropriately. Apparently there's like this light show at the Kennedy Center that I'm going to have to go see. They've got like cool structures there. If you're in the area, check it out. I ran there last week and I saw it. I wanted to go in the evening, but I was lazy. But now I have a reason to go. So if you all have time, go check it out at the Kennedy Center. It's cool. Alright, let's see what's happening here. So I get on East Street. Good job. So yeah, it's impressive how good Navigate on Autopilot is actually, or how much better it's gotten. It's almost a seamless, it feels like a seamless interaction between Navigate on Autopilot and FSD. Like now, just switch to FSD and it's awesome. And the fact, the beauty of FSD is that it doesn't request approval for lane changes. navigating on autopilot still kind of does, right? It jiggles the wheel to make sure you're awake and all that. And FSD just goes. But still, you know, it includes the cameras and all that stuff to make sure you're awake. Sorry, I'm hydrating because I sweat just during my workout, and I don't want to just pass out while I'm recording from dehydration. All right. Okay, so FSD again demonstrates this high level of recovery. Oh, please don't stop when this light turns red. Okay, good. Woo, sometimes it does that. It will do, you know, the light's yellow, just go, and then if it turns red, it'll just stop, and it's like, ugh, disgusting. Okay, good job. Yeah, here's the weirdness. Like, does this weird stuff here instead of going straight, but it's still gonna go straight. I just took over because I didn't want to play the game of slow down and all that. So, but yeah, not bad. Actually, below average. Below average lane change. Okay. Boom. Execute that lane change. Yeah, look at this. The light management, exceptional. Just slows down to stop at the light. And then boom, reinitiates. Slow creep. And I tell you what, I like that slow creep because all it takes is for someone to beat the light, and you're over there, you know, you're playing T-bone steak. So this slow creep is awesome because now, you know, it gives the vehicle a chance to react safely to a problem. So we're winning. It's kind of quiet in DC today because it's Sunday. Actually, it's been quiet for a long time after COVID. But looks like the scene of, you know, the Batman movie with Kristen Bale. Which hopefully, you know, people often talk about things returning to normal, but I don't know if that's a thing. I think people are seeking a return to where we're at before, but I believe that something has changed in our world, in the world we live in. And I think we just need to adapt to this. But things have changed significantly. Super quiet, okay? I'm just happy the retailers seem to still be open, but I imagine they're struggling a little bit. And I imagine online sales have kind of shot through the roof, so yeah, things have changed. Okay. So good job stopping there. I didn't even see that light that we stopped at. So those are those times where, you know, FSD is probably, if it knew what I was thinking, it's probably like, idiot. But I did not see that light that we stopped at, and I was wondering why we stopped, but after seeing it, it makes sense. Okay. Wow, so that's interesting. So if you can see on the screen, there's these like bike lane indicators, but really this crosswalk has what seems to be a bike cross and a pedestrian cross, but it looks like that's what it is, but it kind of isn't. Okay. Oh, that was a disgusting road. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I feel like the vehicle drives a little too close to those structures. Okay, so here's a weird one. It needs to make this left turn, right? It seems like in DC they have these weird left-only lanes, and I already know what's gonna happen. This vehicle's gonna make this left turn here, but I need to let that other vehicle go, so I took over it. Yeah, that's something. DC is just too awkward with that. And I hope I just sent that bug report, but I hope that the FSD team can recognize that one, because it's so awkward how DC does those left turns, right? Because they'll add like these dividers that if you don't enter early enough, you can't enter at all. And I'm guessing it's to support the bike lanes. But yeah, I just hope that the Tesla developers can address that somehow. And it's funny, the vehicle was doing this weird little braking action. Ooh. Yeah, it just did some weird stuff. I had to take over there. So it couldn't see the lane line, so it went all the way to the left, and there was a vehicle next to me in the back who was like, what the? I was like, what the? Ooh, and I was a little confused. Ooh. Okay. I'll tell you what, it's not good to, so I think often we as a community fail to recognize the benefits of public transportation. Holy crap. So I rode the bus in DC, well, really from Georgetown to the convention center last week. I went to the, I believe it's Washington DC auto show. It's a pretty big event, like I said, top 5 in the nation. And I parked in Georgetown and took the bus. And it was super chill and amazing to just sit down on the bus and just relax. I haven't done it in so long. I think it makes sense to use the bus. It was $1 to ride the bus, and I could use Apple Pay. Specifically, I had to tie in the smart card to my Apple Pay, which was like 10 seconds. But I literally walk in the bus, tap my watch, and sit my happy butt down and mind my own business with my mask on. And it was awesome. I could imagine just living here and just taking the bus everywhere and not needing the car. But in the age of FSD, I don't know if that's something. You get my point, right? Like, it was awesome. Okay, so I need to make a right turn. Ooh, what is it doing? Look at this confusion. That was so much confusion for no reason. So I'm gonna send that to them. I need to make this right turn. It says no turn on right. Perfect. Only accept if you're a bus. Pedestrians everywhere. Right, because of the salt and snow, like, detections are below average to nothing. I am fortunate that there's no cars here, because, you know, this is a prime opportunity to fail at this. Okay, so now it's green. It sees the pedestrians, doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna nudge it to get it moving before another car comes. I just took over because I was looking like a rookie driver there, but not, that was horrible. Snapshot. So we sent that to Tesla to figure it out. But I did look like a rookie driver who just got his license last week. Alright, so I'm approaching my destination. This drive wasn't the best. It was not the best. But it was not the best. It was good, it was just not the best. But it's all good. I'm still having fun with FSD, so I hope you all had fun hearing me have thoughts in public. And hopefully you learned something, or you have an opinion. Please post comments if you have any. I'm wondering now, like, so like there's a bus in front of me, or a truck that's like taking up half of the road. These are the moments where I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen, right? Because there's a car next to me, or behind me, car to my left. Yeah, I really want to know what's gonna happen. These are those moments. Okay, so I'm accelerating. That truck is taking up half of the road. There's a car next to me and a car behind me. Ooh. There you go, FSD. So the car, I was still within my lane, but the car kind of freaked out. The car behind me was like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you signaling?" So again, it's probably prudent to take over there, so I did. Okay. Okay, yeah, so not the best drive, but we're still getting somewhere. Yeah, we're still getting somewhere. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, like, post them. It would be good to have a good discussion about some of these topic areas. All right, have a wonderful day. Bye.